Moving on to boxing, obviously something you know more than 99% of the world about. Did you manage to catch any of Louis Theroux interviewing Anthony Joshua earlier?
I didn't know, but I believe it was very good. You know, I believe he shit himself at one point a little bit, didn't he? He said, "Well, you've asked me a question. Are you going to let me answer it, or what?" I bet he thought, "Whoa."
Right.
With AJ, but no. I've seen him a few times. You know, his interviews are really good. You know, and I met AJ. He's an absolute gentleman, lovely guy. Mm-hmm. I haven't seen it yet, but I'll probably get to see it at some point. Bet it was.
What I was going to ask you was, though, do you think he's still got the hunger and the desire truly to get those belts back?
Well, I think so. I think what I'd give him, you know, obviously he lost his last couple of fights, didn't he, against Usyk, and then won his last one with that spectacular knockout. Yeah. But I think a lot of people have written him off a little bit, and I'd say what they should do that at the peril. Do you know what I mean? You know, when you think, you know, Tyson, you know, the number one heavyweight in the world, if you like, you know, he's had them brilliant fights with Wilder. You know what I mean? Look what happened when he took his eye off the ball a little bit. You know, he underperformed, didn't he? Mm-hmm. So I think the fact that I think that will fill AJ with a bit of confidence. That, you know, he's thinking to yourself, you know, when you think Tyson, he's looking the man, he's looking invincible, he's not Dillian Whyte out, he's not Wilder out, you know what I mean? And then when you see that, I think that might give AJ a little bit of a bit of pick it up. Yeah, of course.
Because obviously the Wilder fight, AJ and Wilder have been talking about it for so long, haven't managed to get it on yet. Now we've got Francis Ngannou in the mixture as well. Who would you prefer to see him fight next out of those two?
I think Francis and Ngannou. I mean, not that I think he hits as well. I wouldn't say he hits as hard as Wilder, but he's certainly not far off. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I think, you know, AJ's got, you know, fantastic boxing ability, and you know, he's got the size, the power, the strength. Yeah. You know, he'd be able to maybe stand at close quarters a little bit more comfortable than maybe Tyson did. Mm-hmm. You know, against Ngannou, he's got that boxing pedigree, from the amateurs, and when becoming the heavyweight champion of the world, you know. I think just the fact that Wilder has that such massive one dynamite punch, you know what I mean, and technically he can, you know, he's not even in the equation when, you know, with AJ when it comes to skill and boxing ability and talent, but he can hit, you know what I mean. So and he's technically crap, Wilder, but when that right hand goes, you know, he only needs one of them. And so I think not that I don't think AJ can't beat Wilder. I think he's a better all-rounder, and I think he probably would. I just think Ngannou is the name on everyone's lips now. You know, without that thing of what, you know, if he gets in and betters the performance that Tyson did, then we can maybe get the fight on that we've all wanted for God knows how long now.
That's what we want. That's what we want to see. We'll have to wait to be seen. But imagine you're in Tyson Fury's shoes now. Would you be thinking about retiring, just healthy retirement, but potentially with question marks about your legacy, or would you want to next year put things to bed and, you know, fight?
Well, that's the only thing.
That's
the only thing. You know, I'd answer. You know, I mean, only Tyson. No, I mean, when I made my comeback fight, I knew after 2 rounds that it had gone. You know what I mean? You know, my punches were just falling that little bit too short. Couldn't quite get out of the way of them like I used to do. And I thought to myself, you know, Rick, you need to retire. That's gone. And you believe it or not, you know when you need to retire. So Tyson will be in there, and he'll know. I think Tyson maybe could have. It's definitely took him lightly, that's for dead certain, and maybe he could have put his foot down in his training maybe a little bit more than what he normally did, and everything like that. But Tyson will know whether he's still got it in him and that, and he's got a good family around him. You know, in John will advise him, good team in him, and you know, with Spencer and Wardy and that. You know, he's got the right people around him to advise him properly and what to do. But he'll know more than anyone whether he'll know what you feel. And it just hits you like walking into a brick wall when you lose it. You know, it's gone. And if Tyson's the man I think he is, and you know, clever as he is, I think he'll know a bit more than anyone whether it's time to hang him up. But only he'll know.
I suppose the motivation for a fight like the Ngannou fight might not be in the same level as it would be for an AJ.
Absolutely, yeah. You know, if he gets the Usyk fight next, you know, I think the best Tyson Fury will turn up. You know, he'll want to bounce back from the Ngannou fight. You know, want to bounce back. You know, in a blaze of glory. He'll train hard. He'll put his foot down because of the last fight. You know, and I think that's what he needs. Might not be such a bad thing, the one before the U6 fight, so a little bit of a stinker, because he'll get himself, might get back on track and think, listen there, Tyson, we've got to nail it this time, you know what I mean? We've got away with it there, you know what I mean? Yeah. So it could be the best thing. I mean, if Tyson had knocked him out in 2 rounds, he might have gone into the U6 fight a bit complacent.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I still fancy Tyson against U6.
We've seen a lot of influencer boxing this year. Jake Paul, I don't know how you feel about him, being asked about him, but he's fighting Andre August next time after he lost to Tommy Fury, didn't he? But he showed decent skills, maybe an improvement, but would you rate him in any way?
Well, everyone expected Tommy to wipe the floor with Jake Paul, so bear in mind, I think, was it a point or something like that?
Yeah, was it split decision or was it?
Split decision, you're correct, yeah. I think it was a point last time, wasn't it, against KSI?
Yeah,
that's but I mean, you've got to say, Jake Paul, no disrespect to Tommy, and it's only over the short format, so you've got to give him half a chance. He come out there, I mean, KSI and Jake Paul are a little bit all over the place, so I understand why it was made hard for Tommy, but you would have expected Tommy to win them fights a little bit more comfortably than what they did, so I think because they are all over the show, like that, I'd rather not have a pop at Tommy, I think you've got to give the credit to them, because they are out of their comfort zone, aren't they? It's not their area of expertise, so and they're giving it a go, so fair play.
On your documentary, when you went out to Vegas to fight Floyd Mayweather, he was giving you a load of trash talking. You just stood there looking very composed. Is he the most arrogant sports person you've met or celebrity you've met?
Oh yeah, by far. You know what I mean? You can never judge a book by its cover, but I mean, when behind closed doors or when the camera's off or anything like that, he's never had the decency to come up to me and go, "Hey Ricky, how you doing? You okay? Hey, is that you Mr. Hatton?" To me dad say, "How you doing?" or anything like that. Right. No, he just loves it talking about himself. Do you know what I mean? Money Mayweather, who calls himself Money Mayweather? Where did he come from? The projects.
Yeah.
I come from the same thing, a council estate. He come from the projects. Yeah. And I go to kids and go, listen, I come from the same place as you. Listen, if I can do it, so can you. Believe in yourself, you can get there. What will Floyd do? Go down there and show him his watch and his chain and his ring on his pinky. I think the people in the projects would be absolutely disgusted if he turned up.